Good morning, you guys. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Oh my gosh, I was just going to brag about how amazing my new webcam is that I'm using because, hello, this quality, but I'm doing this on Zoom and I feel like the quality went down as soon as I hit record on Zoom. I feel like when I just used my regular camera app on my laptop, it was looking better, but still, I still feel like this is better than it was before. So, welcome, welcome. I'm definitely going to link this webcam below. It was only like $30, and I feel like this is really going to change a lot of my videos and just like make me feel better about myself as a vlogger because I'm not just using my laptop like built-in camera. Um, but yeah, I am super happy and excited about that. I really want to turn off these lights behind me though. So give me a second. I'm going to pause it and be right back. If you're new here, you're probably like, what is wrong with this person? She's a hot mess. Yes, I am. I am. And most people actually can relate. So if you are not a hot mess, um, I'm jealous. We're jealous because we are not as perfect as you. So I will be right back. Okay, I just changed the zoom settings to HD. Oh my gosh, look at this quality, you guys. Can I just like walk around with my laptop and use this camera all the time because it's better than my phone. Okay. Like this is great. So anyway, my name is Stephanie. Thank you so much for being here. I am a blogger. I've been vlogging for the last year. I'm a mom. I have a full-time job. I'm a writer. I write for two local magazines. I do social media for one client. I do a whole bunch of stuff. And I really love doing these resets every month because I love watching them. And so I figure that if I love watching them, other people enjoy watching them. And so maybe I have something to offer in this space. Yes, I'm in my pajamas. At least I'm wearing like my nice pajamas, but I did kind of just like wake up and start the day and not like do anything with my appearance because it is April 5th today, and I've been wanting to do this reset all week, and it's just been an insane week, and thing after thing after thing has come up and I haven't been able to do it. And I'm finally like, I'm going to sit down and do it. I don't care how I look. We're just going to jump in and do it because done is better than perfect every single time. And if I don't do it today, I feel like I'm just never going to do it because I have a packed schedule 24/7. So you can probably hear my son playing games and videos in the background. Again, like this is reality. Like if you have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm very real and raw because I quite honestly don't have the time or energy to have perfectly curated videos. This is just something that I do for fun. I would love to have it a career someday, but right now I have like maybe an hour or two a week, if that, probably more like every other week to really dedicate to this. If you're a working mom, you get it. Or if you just have a bunch of stuff going on in your life, you get it. So for those of you that don't know me, that haven't been here before, my name is Stephanie. I'm 37. I'm going to be 38 actually this coming Tuesday on April 8th. So I'm excited about my birthday. I live in a small town in Michigan with my son, and we live with my parents right now. We're renting their basement. And so, you'll hear, about that during my budget, and I pay rent and all of that. So yeah, I love doing these resets. I do it every month, and I love going through my goals, and I love going through what I spend and make in a month. I just think that's very helpful for people. I love watching that stuff. So I, just go ahead and assume that other people love watching that stuff. And I think it's really helpful. I think it helps us feel less alone because we're not just seeing all the glitz and glam that we see a lot of times with influencers and with social media. So as you can tell, I'm very real, very raw. I don't try to be. I just quite simply don't have the time and energy to make super curated content. It's Saturday morning. It's a rainy day. It's the perfect cozy day to sit down with you guys and talk about our goals. And I really encourage you to pull out your journal, pull out your planner, your calendar, whatever you use when it comes to planning your life, and let's do it together. And I would love to know in the comments what you're working towards and what your life looks like and all of that. And I'm definitely going to be linking this camera below. I don't know if I already said that yet because like I said, I already tried to record this. So I don't know if I'm repeating myself or if I just said that in the last recording, but at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're actually going to start with Notion because I just want to mix it up. So we're going to start with my Notion. We're going to talk about yearly, monthly, and seasonal goals, lists, plans. And then we're going to go into my budget. We're going to, again, like I said, talk about March and April. We're going to talk about the first quarter because that just ended. And we'll just go from there. So thank you for being here. I hope that you enjoy it. Most of us are hot messes, just no one is showing it online but me, because I quite honestly have no shame. I don't think there's any shame in being yourself, showing yourself, and being honest and living an honest life. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we'll really dive in and get started. Okay, so this is my Notion. This is like the first cute little page that you see. So it just says Stephanie's Life. And I have a whole Notion tour here on my channel. So I will try to link it somewhere, probably in a card up here. And you guys can go ahead and check out that Notion tour if you really want to see all the details and kind of, what I do with it and everything like that. But I'm going to show you just kind of what's relevant for this vlog. Actually, I'll probably show you everything because I did make some changes and I think they're really fun. So we'll just go through my Notion real quick. It's not really going to quite be a tour, but I'll just show you some fun things. Okay, so so this is the first thing that you see when you open my Notion. And actually, I need to change that because I don't live in Rochester anymore. I live in Romeo again. So I'm going to have to change that, but that's okay. And so it just kind of shows, the weather and blah, blah, blah. Again, I'm not going to go through every single detail, but we're just going to go down the list. So first is my yearly themes. So my word for the year was peace, because that's something that I've never really had. I have a lot of trauma. I've been through a lot in my life. I'm a very anxious, stressed person by nature. And I'm always worried and I'm always overwhelmed and I'm always overstimulated. And so those are things that I really try to work on. And that's why self-care and self-love and self-confidence are so important to me, because I do have my own mental health issues and I have to work really, really hard to be happy and to be satisfied and to enjoy my life. And so that's really what this channel is about. So I really encourage you to subscribe if you have challenges with that as well. If you also have mental health issues, you're just going through a rut, or you just want to better your life and you just want to up level a few things or one thing or something, and you're not even sure what it is yet, but I really encourage you to subscribe because that is what this channel is about. It's about goals and dreams and living your best life while loving where you are right now and the reality of life. And I do a lot of decluttering videos. As you can see, I do resets, I do reading vlogs. I talk about health and fitness a lot. I'm also a health coach. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I lost 70 pounds. And so a lot of my content is also about health and fitness and wellness and everything like that. So I hope you enjoy, but let's get into this. So yearly themes, like I said, my word for the year was peace. And so most of what I want for the year has to do with that, right? But I also wanted some measurable goals and something more, quantifiable. And so one of the things that I said was save enough to move out on my own by summer 2026. I bolded the 6 because if you've seen my past resets, you know that I first put 2026 and then I was like, okay, maybe I can do it by this summer 2025. And then I changed it back to 2026 because quite honestly, I am really, really enjoying having money in my bank account. Like I am really happy about that. And that brings me a lot of peace and that brings me a lot of joy. Whoever said that money can't buy happiness has never been broke, because I have been to the point where I don't know how I'm going to feed my son. When he was really little, I didn't know how I was going to get diapers. I've been paycheck to paycheck pretty much my whole adult life, except for maybe a year or two. I've pretty much always struggled with trying to pay for it all. And honestly, I am really enjoying having less bills, and I'm enjoying being able to save money and pay off debt and have money in my bank account to spend on fun things or do whatever I want with and not have to worry. And those having that worry taken away is worth everything. And to me, that is worth my independence of living outside of my parents' home. Financial independence to me is more important at this moment than living independently on my own. And my parents also are what we call snowbirds in Michigan. So they go to Florida for half the year. So they're not even here half the time. And I kind of get to like have my own house. So it really works out for me. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful. And I understand that it's a privilege that I even have parents who are alive, that I have parents I get along with. It was not always that way, by the way, but we're very close now. And I understand that it's a blessing and a privilege. And I'm very grateful for that. And I will say that, I always say that in every single reset, because people, probably think it's crazy that I only pay $300 a month in rent, but that is the trade-off for living with my parents and not having my own place. So that being said, I decided that I am going to stay. We are going to stay with my parents until summer 2026 because I like having extra money. And as soon as I move out, that money is going to be rolling down that drain every single month for rent and utilities and, everything that comes along with living on your own. And when I was living on my own, and you guys will know this if you've listened to my old podcast episodes with my budget, or if you have been following me for a while, you know that when I was living on my own, I was paying about $2,200 a month between rent, utilities, things like that. My rent alone was $1,800, and that's really hard to do on your own when you're a single parent and you have a child. And I mean, even if you don't have a child, I think that's hard. So, anyways, I'm really going on a lot of tangents today, but I guess I had a lot to say. So anyway, so save enough to move out on my own by summer 2026. And I do want to make that one a little more quantifiable because I didn't really put an amount, but I want to say I was apartment hunting. Maybe a month or two ago when we were looking at places. Actually, it might have even been earlier than that. I want to say maybe it was like January. And we did look at some apartments, and most of them, it was around 2,500 to 3,000 to move in between like the rent and the deposit and stuff like that. So I'm going to put 3,000, and we're going to say I want 3,000 in my savings by 2026. And I think that's going to be good. I do want more than that, as a cushion, because obviously like you move in and then obviously the months like keep going and you're paying and paying. So I do want more than that because I just don't want to be, again, paycheck to paycheck. And with the income that I have, it's going to be very difficult to move out on my own and like not have a savings at all or like something to rely on for a little extra, so, or if something happens, obviously. Okay, and then this one I changed to because I originally wanted to read 25 books in 2025. I read 24 in 2024, but now I'm thinking I'm probably going to read 35 books because I'm already at 9 books. And I'm almost done with like 3 more. I'm like either 30 to 50% or more. One book that I'm reading, I think I'm at like 78%. So I'm probably going to finish that one like right after I get off of this call or after I, stop talking to you guys. So yeah, I'm just double checking. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm at 9 books. I was just looking at this yesterday. Yes. So 9 out of 25 read so far. So yeah, so that's pretty exciting. So I changed that to 35 and then keep enjoying my relationship. My boyfriend's name is Brian. He's amazing. I love him so much. And yeah, we're just gonna keep doing that. No crazy plans for engagement or marriage or moving in together, anything like that. I'm kind of like leaving the ball in his court and letting him be the man and lead. And like, he'll tell me when he's ready for all that. So I'm not worried about it. I'm just enjoying where we're at and enjoying having a boyfriend because I was single for 8 years before I met him. And so it's been really, really nice. And he is just the sweetest man in the world. And then I would love to have 30,000 Instagram followers. As of now, I'm still like 27,000 something. It's been hovering around there for like the last couple months. So I need to, look into more strategy for that and stuff like that. But I've actually been taking a lot of time off of social media because I've been comparing myself a lot and just it hasn't been the healthiest thing for me at this time in my life. And so I've kind of been staying off of it more, which of course is going to kind of stagnate that number. And so yeah, but I'm okay with that. That's okay. It's okay if I don't reach this marker. It's not, life or death or anything, but it would be nice. And then as far as YouTube subscribers, I would love to have 1,000 because then I can get monetized. As of now, I think we're at 319. I'm just going to check my channel here. And yes, 319 subscribers. So we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. Actually, I'm going to put that here just so we know. Current 319. And then I can be like tracking it on here. And let me look and see. I don't even think I have Instagram on my phone right now. I tend to I'll go on and post, check in with some people and then leave. And then like a few days later, do the same thing. That way I'm not on it all the time. But I'm going to try to go to like the browser version. So I'm going to go to Instagram and then, okay, let's see. I have 25.7. I said 27. Okay. It's not telling me the exact amount, but it's 25.7 current followers and then 2.7 thousand accounts reached in the last 30 days. So I don't know if you guys can even see this because the picture is so small. I'm sharing my screen. But anyway, so there's that. So I'm just going to put for now 25.7 and then we'll look later at like the exact one. I think you need to be on the app for that. Oops. I didn't even know I could do that. Okay. I'll hang out and play with that later. Okay. I desperately need water and I want to turn off that light that's behind me. So I am going to pause recording for a second. I love my new water bottle. I've been drinking like 4 times the amount of water I used to because I got that. I always think getting a new water bottle will help me, but it never does. And this one actually is. So, okay. When I put my hair up, I really mean business. I feel like we haven't done anything yet. And I've been talking for like 10 minutes. So I'm sorry. All right. So back to sharing my screen, back to Notion. And here we are. Okay. So, all right, so we did all that. So those are the personal goals, health and fitness goals for the year, increase my ab definition. I have been doing that, get to 130 pounds. I've been hovering around that. Lift 40 pounds in each hand. I'm still at like 15. So current 15 pounds. So we'll do that. Goal. That's bold. Yeah. Just to keep things consistent. All right, so there is that. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. And then for career, I would love for my income to be 80,000 for the year and then celebrate 1 year at my job. So that's going to be in August of this year. Okay, so those are the yearly goals that we are working on. And then we're going to go to our monthly. So this is for March. So I haven't figured out my April goals yet. So we can actually do that together. So make sure you get out your pen and paper and whatever you use and or your iPad or your iPhone. I'm old when I say pen and paper. Okay, so goals. Move my body daily. I did that almost every day. So you guys know that I've been doing 75 soft. Let me actually grab my chart. Okay, so I've been doing 75 soft, and I'm not going to go into all the details of that because that's going to be another 10 minutes, and I already have a few videos about that, so I'm going to link to that. But I've been tracking with this chart on my fridge, and for March, I missed 3 days this week, 1 day this week, 2 days this week, and then 2 days this week. And it was intentional because at the beginning of the month, I took this longer break because I kept hurting myself from working out. And I didn't want to keep doing that. So I realized I needed rest days. But I still tried to keep them active rest days. Like it's not like I just sat on my butt and did absolutely nothing, but I wasn't like doing a tracked intentional workout and things like that. So, anyways, that is what March looked like for that. So I didn't quite move my body daily, but I did move my body for the most part, and I did it in a healthy way because rest is healthy. Oh my gosh, this has been so chaotic. Is it just me? Maybe I just feel that way, but I feel like this whole video is like the worst reset ever, but at least it looks better than it normally does because of my new camera. I promise this isn't sponsored. I just really am excited about this camera. Like I was freaking out when I saw this quality. So at least it looks good, even if I look like crap and I'm saying random shit. I don't even know what I'm talking about today. I don't know what my problem is. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen. Move my body daily. So to sum up, I move my body almost daily. It wasn't exactly daily for a good reason because I realized that I need to chill sometimes. Okay, so there's that. All right. No alcohol, still going strong. I want to say this is day 115. I have an app for that too, so let's look that up. Do you guys like my phone case? I think I've showed you before, but also, do your pop sockets ever move? My pop socket, I'm looking at myself instead of looking at the camera. My pop socket like moved over. It was like over here, and I think like my phone got hot and it like slid over, and now it's stuck there. It's so weird. Anyways, obsessed. Yes, today is Saturday, April 5th, and it is day 115. Yay. So yeah, so there's that. And catch up on shorts and vlogs, and that meant like my own obviously editing and posting and things like that. And I did catch up on the shorts that I had, all the content I had backed up, and then I have not caught up on the vlogs, which is probably never going to happen. Spring bucket list. Have fun celebrating my birthday, obviously. So that is coming up on Tuesday. And I think I already went through all of this in my last reset, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but I also haven't done any of them yet. So we're just going to keep that the same. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick some goals for April. And let's see. Okay, so I think I talked about doing a shopping ban last month and then I never did it. So I'm thinking I need to do that, although the month already started and I've already been shopping. So I'm gonna say like for the rest of the month, no buy month for I'm gonna say low buy month. I'm gonna say limit food out. I don't like saying eating out because it sounds like, the other eating out, but that's what I mean by food out. Limit food out, but like book shopping, book and clothes shopping. Um, yeah, those are probably like my three biggest vices. Okay, and then I do want to move my body. I'm gonna say 5 to 6 days a week. I want to lift at least 3 of those days because I have been slacking on that. And then what else do I care about right now? I don't know. I'm hungry. Maybe that's why I'm not really thinking straight. Mm. Well, that does remind me. Keep up with my nutrition, adding 100 cals, 100 cals a week per day. So basically, right now, I'm trying to up my calorie intake because I've already lost a lot of weight and now I'm working out a lot. And it is so hard for me to get enough calories. I am really struggling with it, which is something I never thought that I would say, but I'm used to having like 12, 1,300 calories a day, and now I'm struggling to have like 1,600. And I'm supposed to get like over 2,000, I think like 2,268 or something like that. So I'm working with my coach and we're like slowly increasing it by 100 calories, meaning like this week I'm trying to get to 1,800 a day. Next week I'm going to try to get to 1,900 a day, and we're like slowly getting up to that 22 whatever. So that's what I'm working on. And then anything else? Honestly, like life is good. Like I know I'm really chaotic today, but for the most part, like my life is good. Like I honestly can't really think of anything I want to change right now. Like there isn't really anything like super crazy or stressful going on. It's just like me. It's all in my head. Maybe I should put something like that on here. Goals. I'm gonna say self-development. We'll do self-development 3 to 6 days a week too. And those can include like meditation, journaling, reading a self-help book, etc. So I don't need to do like all of those things every single day, but like 5 to 6 days a week, I would like to do one or more of those things for those like per day. Um, that's going to be really good because I need to like I figured out the physical stuff. I need to figure this out, which this has been a battle since I was 10. So maybe even younger, maybe more like 9. So it's been a journey, but things are better than they've ever been. I will say that. Like life is good. I'm good. Everything's great. Like I am so blessed and grateful. And it's about damn time, honestly. I'm about to be 38 fucking years old and I finally have some stability and security and safety in my life, which is great. And I want to keep it that way and I want to just get better and better, but I am very happy with the way things are and I'm not in a place anymore where I feel like I need to overhaul my entire life all the time and like up level my entire life all the time. Now it's like, okay, everything's great. Now, which of these like specific areas can I work on a little bit more? Like tweaks, like I'm kind of tweaking a few things, but I'm not like, oh, I need to lose a ton of weight. I need to save a ton of money. I need to make a ton of money. It's like, I'm good. I'm good. So, I'm not like super worried about like any of my goals or anything, which is like weird for me because I feel like my entire adulthood and even like part of my childhood, it's like I always just wanted to be bigger and better and like just striving all the time. And I no longer feel that way. And that's also, part of that is like creating a really beautiful life. And then the other part of that is also like accepting the beauty in my life that I already have. And so if you don't take anything else from this video, I hope that you take that away. Okay, so we're gonna leave that. And then ideal routines, I need to figure this out. I don't know. Every day is so different. Like I do so many different things and so does Trey and every day is different. So it's really hard to stick to like a strict like timed out routine like this. So, but this is like, I don't know, I guess this is kind of just like a guide. I kind of like do this stuff anyway. It just looks differently each day. Instagram post ideas, I need to take them out of my notes app and transfer them into my Notion. And then same with my vlogging ideas. I did do this. Okay, so I went through my notes app because that's where I like keep everything. And I put my videos to film. We're filming the April reset right now, so I'm going to scratch that out. And then I need to film the rest of these. These are my videos to edit, and most of these, like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, all of these are from 2024. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to post them. I mean, I would love to, and I want to. I'm probably gonna post them like a year later, honestly, because I feel like it's just like too late to like post anything for fall. This one was recorded over Christmas break, and then these two are from like May of last year. So I might like do these in May. I'm gonna write that down. Okay, so we'll say May, and maybe we'll do these in like we'll do these in like August because I feel like people start like thinking about fall in August. I mean, I do. And then we can do this one in like November. So that'll be cool. I just need to make sure differentiate the formatting. Okay. And then yeah, this is like my Valentine's one. I feel like it's late for that too, but that's okay. We'll try to do this month. And maybe we'll do this one in May and then this one in like June. I mean, a lot of people are going to be packing and prepping for summer trips too. So it's okay. But like I cannot put these like really strict, massive to-dos on myself. I can't be like, oh, I'm going to edit and post like 7 vlogs in a week or like even like 4 in a month is like too much for me. I just don't have time. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to like spread things out, but filming is so easy that I just end up having like all of this stuff like backlogged. Because I just film all the time and then I have all this content and all this footage and then it's like I don't have time to edit it. So if anyone knows a good editor, let me know. Although I am so like a freak about my creativity, I don't know if I could like hand that over to someone. So yeah, I don't know. Okay. So there's that. So yeah, I think this is like a really good schedule. I think this is really gonna help me. And then yeah, I am currently filming this one too right now. This one, I feel like I should put months for these two or like weeks. I don't know. This one, yeah, we'll just say April, May. Mm, yes, I can. If this is just filming, I guess I can do both of those in May. I don't know. Then that one, I don't know. Okay, whatever. But yeah, at least I have like some kind of like plan. I don't really when it comes to my creative stuff half the time. So, okay. All right, let's move on to the Focus Hub. So this is where I keep track of all of my magazine stuff. And these are all of the columns that I need to make sure I have for the magazines because I'm the content curator or content coordinator, not curator. Oh my gosh, I've never messed that up before. But yeah, so I'm the content coordinator. So I need to make sure we have all the content. And I do have a virtual assistant that helps me with this too. So she usually does sports and events, and those are pretty much done right now. I just need to, like this, I need to check accuracy, just make sure they really are new businesses. And I need to do the formatting for the sports and the events. So that kind of helps me with that. Okay, next. All right, I think we're done actually with Notion. So we are going to get out of that and we are going to go to my budget. All right, so this was March. Let me fix this so you can see it. Okay, so you can see the whole thing because I'm a really visual person and I really like to see like all the charts and graphs and everything at once. So these are my March numbers. And as always, this is the income that I expect every single month that I know for sure I'm going to get. And then this is what I actually got. And I'm always pretty much expecting $3,806.12. This past month, I received $7,563.50. A big part of that was getting my state tax return, which was $1,700. But yeah, like I said, I do a lot of different things. I'm not going to go through every single one because I've done that a few times. So again, I'll link to a past budget somewhere. And yeah, but I have several streams of income and I kind of have to just with, I mean, who can survive on this? Like none of us. So yeah, like I always need to do and try to have like extra stuff going on. Okay. And then this was what I had left at the end of the month. And so that rolled over into April. This is where my money went down here. And then up here, these are expenses. So these are things like food, gas, meaning car gas, clothes, books, beauty products, beauty appointments, pet stuff, travel, my son, business supplies for my side hustles, work meetings for work, car maintenance, oil changes, car washes, stuff like that. Music, if I buy a CD or a concert ticket, content. I did a photo shoot, so that's in the content category for my Instagram. Pink tax, I added that for tampons because I feel like it should have its own category because I hate that like we have to buy those every month and we didn't ask for periods. Household, cleaning supplies, medical, doctor's appointments, medications, gifts, self-development, blah, 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 blah. Spent a lot of money this last month. So $3,314.23. So as you can see, I ended up spending almost double on food that I was planning on. I did travel. We took a trip over spring break. So there's some expenses with that. Stocked up on my pet stuff, clearly, and all of that, okay? And then bills, my bills were only $470.16. Again, super grateful, huge blessing. I only pay $300 a month in rent to my parents. I don't know why that's so little though. Maybe I paid them in 2 payments and I did one in February or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's normally $300. And this includes all of my like subscriptions, like anything that comes out every month, my phone bill, anything like that. And then debt. So this includes personal loans, pay in 4 apps, credit cards, student loans, anything that I have to pay back basically. And that came down to $2,890.38. I have been able to like pay off a couple credit cards and stuff because of my tax return. So that's been amazing. And then for savings, all 3 of these savings account auto save. All 3 of these savings accounts auto save. So Albert and Atlas, they kind of use, I think they use AI to like determine like how much I can save and then they just like randomly will pull money. And then Chime rounds up every time I spend anything or anytime I receive a deposit in that account. And that goes, the leftovers go to my savings. And so over here, like this is what was saved in March. And then over here, this is the total of those savings accounts. I really wanted to keep like a running total on the side because it's like, you know, like, yeah, that's great, but like, where are we at? And that way it, you know, all the totals are there and I can just see them and it's all in one place. Okay. And then down here, these are like all of my transactions for the month. Obviously not going to go through every single one of those. But that is it for March. And then up here we have all of the totals. Okay, we're gonna go through the quarter and then we're gonna go through April really quick. So I always like to look at the quarter and then at the end of the year, I look at the year. And it was a pretty good quarter. I mean, I would say I spent too much money on expenses and debt and not enough on savings, but that is pretty typical of me. Having this much money rolled over at the end of these months is incredible because, like I said, I was paycheck to paycheck for a really long time, and I would have $0 left at the end of the month. Sometimes my account would be in the negative. Sometimes I would have just enough for rent for the next month. Sometimes I wouldn't have enough for rent. I'd have to figure it out. Sometimes my goal is to always have 2,000 left at the end of the month because I figure once I do live on my own again, that's probably going to be about what I'm spending on, like I said, rent plus utilities at my own place. And I want to make sure I have that set aside at the end of every month for the next month. And so that's kind of training me to do that for when that happens. So my personal goal for rollover is to have 2,000 left over at the end of every month, but this is what I had left over per month for these months. That's just how it happened to turn out. And so that is a really huge blessing because I don't have to worry about covering my butt the next month at all. So that is amazing, beautiful, extremely grateful. And then, yeah, but I do need to put more of this into savings. I just like hate seeing my checking account get low. Like now that I have so much money in there, it's like I want to keep it. And I'm like, I don't even want to move it to my savings, but I know that I should. So that's why I have that auto stuff on because otherwise I feel like I wouldn't save it all. And then debt, I mean, I've been spending a lot on debt, but I've also been trying to become debt free. So I'm not going to try to be ashamed about that. And then bills were pretty standard in March. I don't know why it was so high in February, but whatever. I guess I'll have to go back and watch that video. But yeah. And then expenses, I mean, at least my March expenses were less than February, but I would like them to be 1,000 or less is my goal for expenses. And I haven't done that yet this year. So I need to work on that. Income, I mean, I think anything above my expected is great and I will take it. And again, extremely blessed because if we look at quarter one for income, sorry, of course I got a bunch of texts. Okay. Okay. All right. So calculator. So if we do 20,050.83 times 4 is 112,203.32. That's amazing. I'm screenshotting that. So if I keep up my income like this, then I will be making over 6 figures this year, which I don't think I've ever done. So I am really excited about that. Now we have to keep in mind that about 6,300 of that came from my tax return, which I'm not going to get another one of those this year, right? So let's actually do this. Let's take 28,050.83 minus, I think it was like 6,300 or something. And then, so that comes down to $21,750.83. And then I'm going to times that by 4. And we're at 87, which is still above my goal. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I know that this is going to be a great year. It already is. And I'm just super, super happy and pleased about all of this. Oh, and these are the top 4 spending categories. I always like to look at that too. Okay, April. So I already figured out my budget for April, already started filling it in because, like I said, it is April 5th, but we're going to just glance at it really quick. And then I'm going to look at my list for this vlog and make sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to talk about. So this is April, and I did make a few changes. So just to show you guys real quick, this is where the rollover goes. And then this is my expected um, rollover, and this is what I currently have for rollover for April. So this is like what I have to spend basically right now. And then this is my expected income. I haven't filled in any actual income yet. I don't know if I've gotten anything yet though. And so this, like I said, is always going to be the same. This is the amount left to spend again. And then these are some of the changes. So I did decide to do 2 categories for food now. So one is groceries and one is food out, because I did have a social life category, but I don't really have a social life. And I didn't really know where to put things. And it was like me like getting DoorDash and eating by myself. So that's kind of like what that is. And then groceries are obviously groceries. And then if I like take Trey out to McDonald's or something, if I take him somewhere and it's like just food for him for a special treat, I'm going to put it under his category. And that's kind of how I separate things, or how I'm going to be separating things now. And then, so that's going to kind of help me see like where my money is really going. And then I didn't put anything in apparel because I'm going to try not to buy any clothes, or at least limit it. Same with books, although I already spent $68.93 on books. And so my goal for April for expenses is $1,215, so pretty close to $1,000, like I was saying. And then so far I've spent half of that. So, and we're only 5 days in. So yeah, I definitely need to chill. And I already spent like another $200 in groceries today. So that's great. Okay. Bill tracker. This is where we're at right now. And debt and savings. So yeah, we've already spent a lot of money. So yeah, we need to slow down, and I need to fill in these 2 items. So actually I'm going to do that right now. And let me see if my chime has changed at all. So it's really, really hard to keep track with chime because, like I said, it just rounds up stuff. And I don't really know. I don't like get notified of that. So I just have to like go in randomly and like check. Okay. So yeah, we're actually at, let's see. We're actually at 190.59. I'll put in these roundups later because I'm not going to take 10 minutes to do that while I'm recording. And then let's see, Atlas. Atlas is at 11. And then Albert is at 34. Okay. All right. So change the formatting on that. And do that. So yeah, that's where we're at. And then I just need to fix that number later. Okay. So those are those accounts. And I think that's about it. But I am just really excited for this new year in my life, this new chapter. Like I said, it's feeling really good. It's been so good so far in 2025. I feel like, you know, during my 38th year, there was a lot of change, specifically last summer. I got a new job, I got a new boyfriend, I moved back in with my parents. Like so much happened within like 2 months. And like I was saying before, I'm really grateful and happy that I finally have like stability and security. Like I'm planning on staying with my boyfriend, staying at my job. I don't think my job is going to let me go because we're understaffed as it is, and it's a school district, and no one wants to work at school districts because they pay so low. So I don't know what they would do without me. So I don't think I'm going to lose my job. And I am planning on staying with my parents for the rest of the year. So it's like I have everything kind of settled, and I kind of know like where I'm at, where I'm going. And it's a really good feeling because there have been so many ups and downs in my life, and job changes and relationship changes and moves, um and I'm really looking forward to having more peace and um more calm, and just not feeling as pressured to like get to the next level. I'm really trying to enjoy where I'm at and make these little tweaks and these little changes to what I'm already doing. Because I really do think I'm like in a good groove with everything. So yeah, so honestly, like I feel really good about turning 38, and it's a big number. I'm a little nervous about that. I feel like my grays are growing back faster. I feel like I'm losing a lot of my hair. Seeing changes with my body with aging can be tough. And I do tend to compare myself to people that are younger than me or prettier than me or have better abs than I do, things like that. And um, I work really, really hard. And sometimes I feel like I don't have the results that I want, even though I worked so hard for it. But nothing has to be perfect. And you can enjoy the results that you already have, whether or not you're going to see more results in the future, which if you keep going, you will. But I can't fight gravity. I can't fight time. I can't go back in time with my age and the way I look. And, we can work out and take these supplements and use these creams, and we can try to remove all of our fat and all of our cellulite and all of our stretch marks and all of our wrinkles and everything, and all of our gray hair. And we can spend all this money and all this time and energy changing our appearance. But like, you just have to keep doing it though. Like, it's when you do that stuff, none of it lasts forever. And the older you get, the more effort that you have to put in if you want to maintain that body, that face, that hair, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't want to fight where I'm at. I just want to enjoy where I'm at while taking care of myself the best I can, and recognizing that like I'm not going to look like a 21-year-old because I'm not a 21-year-old. And there's definitely some regret when it comes to like not taking care of my body when I was younger, and it would have been easier. And like there were times when I did take care of my body, but like especially I would say in my late 20s, early 30s, like pre-COVID, like I just didn't care. I just like ate and drank whatever I wanted. I didn't work out. Um, and because I was fine with the way I looked. I liked the way I looked. I didn't have a problem with the way I looked, but it's not always about the way you look. It's about your health. And I wish that I had paid more attention to that. And so if you are younger than me, that would be my advice from this elderly almost 38-year-old is like, take care of your body when you're younger because it is easier. It's easier to lose weight. It's easier to see results. It's easier to make changes. Everything happens faster. It's easier to stay healthy. It's easier to have that stamina and that energy and that time, before you have kids and things like that too, or, 4 jobs or whatever it is, like before you really get into the thick of adulting, and it's harder. Everything's harder. I hate to say that. I don't want to scare anybody, but start those habits now. Like start now and then just keep it going and don't stop, because it'll make your future easier. So do something your future self will thank you for. And I'm going to go ahead, edit this, upload it, even though I'm beating myself up in my head about how crappy it turned out, but I need to stop doing that too. And so that is something I'm working on. I'm reading a really good book about perfection, and you'll see more of what I'm reading and everything in the reading blog that I'm filming right now. But I am just going to let it go. The right people will enjoy it. The right people will take something from it and be inspired and empowered and encouraged. So I am not going to dwell on the fact that this doesn't look well. Again, the camera is helping, but I wasn't as eloquent as I normally am or things like that. And you know what? That's okay. That is okay. I'm allowed to be human. So allow yourself to be human. Allow yourself to make mistakes, to get messy, like Miss Frizzle said on the Magic School Bus. And have a great day. I love you so much. Happy April. Happy Autism Awareness Month, Acceptance Month. I love you. And please comment below, because y'all are just watching and like not commenting, not subscribing. Sometimes you like stuff, but I'm like, we need more interaction, okay? I talk to you, you talk back, right? Like we need to like keep these lines of communication open. So talk to me. And I'm also a cat mom. Did I mention that? Cat mom ×2. So love you so much. And I will see you in the next one.